Have you ever imagined being born into a world where the ruler has ordered all newborns of your people to be killed? Imagine the fear, the danger, and yet the miracle that changes the course of history forever. This is the story of Moses, the man who would defy kings, lead a nation, and witness miracles that are still remembered today. In this video, you will experience the complete story of Moses, explained like never before. Moses was born during a time of great oppression in Egypt. The Pharaoh, fearing the growing population of the Hebrews, issued a decree to kill every newborn boy. But Moses' mother, filled with courage and faith, crafted a plan to save her son. She placed him in a basket and set it afloat on the Nile River, trusting in God to protect him. By divine providence, Pharaoh's daughter discovered the basket and decided to raise the child as her own. Moses grew up surrounded by luxury, yet he always remembered the suffering of his people and the life he was born into. As Moses matured, he could no longer ignore the injustices around him. One day, he witnessed an Egyptian taskmaster beating a Hebrew slave. Anger and a desire for justice overtook him, and in the confrontation, Moses killed the Egyptian. Realizing the gravity of his actions and fearing the Pharaoh's wrath, Moses fled Egypt. He settled in Midian, a land far from his homeland, and lived as a shepherd. It was here, away from the palaces of Egypt, that Moses developed patience, humility, and a deeper connection to God, qualities that would prepare him for the monumental task ahead. One day, while tending to his flock, Moses noticed an unusual sight, a bush engulfed in flames yet not consumed by the fire. As he approached, he heard a voice calling his name. It was God speaking to him directly, instructing him to return to Egypt and lead the Israelites to freedom. Moses, overwhelmed and doubtful, questioned his worth, asking, "Who am I to face Pharaoh?" But God reassured him, promising, "I will be with you. This mission is greater than you can imagine, and you are not alone." This divine encounter changed the course of Moses' life forever. Returning to Egypt, Moses confronted Pharaoh with a demand that would alter history. He demanded the freedom of his people. Pharaoh, stubborn and proud, refused. To demonstrate his power and convince Pharaoh, God sent 10 plagues upon Egypt. Rivers turned to blood, frogs covered the land, gnats and flies tormented the people, livestock perished, boils afflicted man and beast, hail destroyed crops, locusts devoured the fields, darkness shrouded the land, and finally the death of the firstborn struck the heart of Egypt. Only after this final devastating plague did Pharaoh relent, allowing Moses to lead his people out of Egypt. The journey, however, was far from over. As the Israelites departed, Pharaoh's army pursued them relentlessly. They found themselves trapped between the approaching army and the Red Sea. Fear and panic gripped the people, but Moses, guided by God, raised his staff over the waters. In a miraculous event, the sea parted, allowing the Israelites to cross safely. When Pharaoh's army attempted to follow, the waters returned, swallowing them completely. This event stands as one of the most extraordinary demonstrations of faith and divine intervention in history. After the Israelites were safe, they journeyed through the wilderness toward Mount Sinai. Here, Moses received the 10 Commandments directly from God, laws that would guide not only the Israelites but also influence countless generations. These commandments emphasized faith, morality, and obedience, establishing the foundation of religious and ethical conduct for centuries to come. Moses' leadership, patience, and unwavering faith became a beacon for his people, showing them the path toward freedom, righteousness, and devotion to God. Moses' life was filled with challenges, miracles, and lessons that remain relevant even today. From surviving Pharaoh's decree as an infant to confronting one of the most powerful rulers of his time, from witnessing plagues that reshaped a nation to leading his people across the impossible, Moses' story is one of courage, perseverance, and unwavering faith. His journey teaches us that even in the face of insurmountable odds, belief in a higher purpose and moral courage can overcome the greatest challenges. The story of Moses also reminds us of the power of destiny and divine guidance. Every step of his journey, every challenge and every triumph was part of a greater plan. The miracles he witnessed and performed were not only signs of divine power but also lessons in faith, obedience, and leadership. Moses' ability to rise from humble beginnings to become a prophet and a leader of nations illustrates the profound impact one individual can have when guided by faith and purpose. Today, Moses is remembered not just as a historical figure but as a symbol of resilience, courage, and the transformative power of faith. His story has inspired millions, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, hope, guidance, and divine intervention can lead to freedom and justice. As we reflect on his life, we are encouraged to seek courage in our own challenges, to act with integrity, and to trust that our efforts, guided by faith, can create meaningful change. Moses' story is more than a tale of the past. It is a timeless lesson for all generations. It demonstrates that miracles are possible, that leadership requires both humility and strength, and that faith can triumph over fear. From the Nile to Mount Sinai, from the basket to the tablets of stone, Moses' life journey remains one of the most compelling narratives ever recorded. If this story of Moses has inspired you, imagine the incredible tales of other Bible heroes waiting to be uncovered. Stories filled with courage, faith, and miracles that have shaped history. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.